Welcome to week 14 Friday. So we have goat biryani today, and we have marinated on the first day with salt, and this is how we did it. My recipe for a goat biryani is a 3-day recipe. So I have about 3 pounds of goat here. The first day, so that's today, we are going to marinate this in salt, and a lot of salt. What that will do is that will cure the meat and season it. Tomorrow we'll wash this and we'll marinate this in yogurt and biryani masala. I don't put any garlic or ginger in my marinade or in my biryani. It's all about the masala and some chilies. So for this, we're going to put, so this is 3 pounds of meat. We'll put about 1/3 of a cup of salt. Maybe a little less than 1/3 of a cup of salt. Tomorrow we have to make sure that we wash this at least 3 to 4 times before we marinate the second time. So rub the meat in the salt very nicely. And then we'll cover this and keep it in the refrigerator overnight for 24 hours. So tomorrow night we'll do the marination, and then on Friday we'll cook the meat. On day 2, we marinated this way. This is day 2 for my mutton biryani or goat biryani. Yesterday we marinated this in a lot of salt, about 1/2 cup of salt, and today we washed it about 3-4 times to get rid of the salt. This is cured at this point. So now we want to marinate it today to use it for a biryani tomorrow. So we have about 1/2 cup of yogurt. I have Greek yogurt here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this with the biryani masala. This is my biryani masala. You can use your own. And so mix it together very well so that the masala mixes pretty well with the yogurt. We'll add the chilies once that is mixed. So these are green chilies sliced. And then we'll add the goat to this. At this point you want to use your hand. You have to massage the goat with the masala pretty well. So make sure that all the goat meat has masala on it. Take your time and mix it really well. So we're not going to put any more salt because we have already salted the meat. this looks pretty good. We'll cover this and we'll put it in the fridge to be cooked tomorrow. And this is day 3. So we cook the rice this way. Today is day 3 and we're going to cook the biryani today. So I just wanted to show you all of the ingredients and what I have done with that. So I have 3 pounds of mutton or goat. I've taken 1.5 pounds of rice. So in this pot I have 1 pound of rice with some milk, and we have in there cloves, green cardamom, cinnamon, star anise, bay leaf, black cardamom, and we'll put some salt in there. And then we'll boil it till it's 3/4 done. And then I have 1/2 pound of rice in this pot, and we'll mix that with a little bit of saffron and turmeric. And then we'll boil it till it's 3/4 done. So that's the first step. And then we'll dry it on a sheet pan. To go with that, I have boiled some potatoes and marinated them in the biryani masala with some yogurt and salt. We have some fried onions. Here we have some hard-boiled eggs, which we marinated in salt and a little bit of saffron. We have about a cup of melted ghee. And here we have dough that to seal the pot. So the next step is to cook the rice and let it cool in a sheet pan. Now it's time to assemble everything and put it together. One of the key things to remember here is that you have to marinate and season everything. So we seasoned the rice. We used some flavorings in the white rice. We seasoned the yellow rice. We have marinated the meat. We have seasoned the potatoes, marinated it. We have seasoned and marinated the eggs. So every component of this dish is properly seasoned. Only then will you get a really good result. So the first step in putting together this dish is to put in the goat. So we have a big pan here. This is cold. And then we put the raw marinated meat at the bottom of this pan. So you want to spread the meat to make sure that every piece of the meat is touching the pan. You can see here I put the meat the bottom of the pan, and then we're going to add the onions. Make sure that the onions are filled in to each gap. This will create the gravy for the biryani. You don't want to skip on this step. Make sure that it's properly covered. Because if you do, then you'll not have enough gravy to go with the rice. This will keep for the top. The next step is to put the potatoes. So these are marinated potatoes. I've boiled them up front. So they're cooked. And I have 6 of them here. You can use more if you want to. And these are marinated and has been salted. So at this point, we'll put the rice. So the first layer is the white rice. So we'll use our hands for this. So this is dry. So we cooked it and we dried the rice. Make sure you spread it out properly. This amount of rice, this is measured for this container. So you should be able to get the perfect amount of rice for each of your layers. The next layer is to put the eggs. So I have 7 eggs here just because I had it. So you could use 6. You know, the amount, as many as you want. So the next step is to put the yellow rice, and this is a very thin layer of rice. Make sure you cover your eggs, because otherwise the eggs will burn as they cook. So to keep the eggs soft, make sure you cover them properly. So the proportion of this layer to the first layer is 1:2. So I have 1 pound of white rice and half a pound of yellow rice. The rice to the meat is also 2:1. So 2 parts of meat to 1 part of rice. That looks pretty good. So the next step is to put the saffron water. So put it into batches, because you want to have the color, get the color into some of the rice, not all the rice. So this will create that white, yellow and dark yellow color, which will look really nice for presentation. And then we'll use a little bit of Kora water. Again, this one, a little goes a long way. So just a little bit. And then on top of this, we'll put the onions. And then last but not least is the melted ghee. This is about a little less than a cup. This will give it that juiciness. You might have a question that I did not put any water in this. The water comes from the meat and the yogurt. So that's it, and then we'll have to. So I have some dough here that I made. Make it into a thin log that can cover the whole pan. So start putting this on. This is a soft dough, so don't worry about it breaking. So this is actually perfect because you want to keep a little bit of distance between the two ends, because that's where the extra steam will escape. So then you want to put this, and what will happen is if you just press it down a little bit, this will seal the lid. So that's it. We won't put it on direct heat. So I have a flat pan that I'm heating over medium-high heat. I have kept it in the heat for some time. We'll place this on top of that, lower the temperature to low, and it should cook for 1.5 hours approximately. The way to tell that this is done is when you touch these are dry. The dough is dry. That's when you know that the biryani is fully cooked inside. Don't open it before that. Let's put this on the fire. This is the pan that I've been heating. So I'll place this make sure it's in the middle. And then I lower this to just about low. And let it cook for 1.5 hours. And then we'll come back and see this, whether this is dry, the dough is dry or not. And then if it's dry, we'll take it out, or otherwise we'll cook it for a little bit longer. Moment of truth has come. Let's open the biryani. This has been cooking for about 1.5 hours. The dough seems to be cooked. So let's see if at this point, if it's not fully cooked, we can always put it on for a few more minutes. It's smelling really nice. Looks lovely. It smells divine. So let's see. There is no liquid in the bottom, and you can see that this has cooked really well. It has a little bit of gravy. So let's check the meat. Let's check the meat. It's falling off the bones, as you can see. The rice is dry. Has a beautiful color. It smells divine. This is the egg, and we'll serve this with raita. So that's vegetable raita. So that's the dish. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's a new my style of cooking. You might have your own recipe. This is how I like to cook it. It comes out really nicely. Everything gets cooked properly and at the same time. So do try it. If you like it, let me know. Thank you very much again for watching. Have a great weekend. Bon appetit, and see you next week.